It doesn't.
College education.
The next generation.
That's what they're learning to do.
Figure out how to study and
It's gone now. People,
the best.
we got a number of stuff.
I got to be
I feel like I've learned the most.
The extra part of it.
Honest in the back and taken
Maybe it was many years. But we
the founding members of the PCC.
way of relating things to they were telling me
along with that. So that's, they're good enough.
they don't want a job.
We were different. I think we're one of the few schools. If you move away from the norm and you're a deviant, then you got to be awful careful because you're always moving away from what everybody says ought to be done. So if you, a college is a college is a college, so everybody knows what a college is like. But a community college, not many people really 100% believe they can be sold.
The idea that community college is for everyone. It's still an argument. Some have called my approach to education unorthodox, and it is unorthodox. Some, they've even called me a maverick. I don't suppose anyone would have called me that as a child. My parents were immigrants from Italy. Simple, hardworking folks with a strong commitment to education. They didn't have much formal schooling themselves, but they saw the value behind it. So they made sure that their children had at least the basics. They also strongly believed that idle hands could lead to trouble. So they put us to work at a fairly young age. From as early as 7 years old, you could find me at my father's small wicker furniture business, shining his shoes, running errands, any number of tasks, but whatever he had me do, he always asked questions, helping me see the deeper lesson within the job. This stuck with me, instilling a value of both knowledge and intelligence. So, from very early on in my career as an educator, my philosophy has been simple. Learning should be presented as a lifelong romance, extending beyond grammar school, high school, and even college. Educational institutions should never be allowed to become fat or complacent, because if they do, they can easily become dream world fortresses for faculty and administration. The human relationship between a teacher and a student is perhaps the most important outcome of the educational experience. And let me say this, it's about the individual student reaching for their individual dreams. And it's up to us to meet them one-on-one to the best of our knowledge and ability. So, as the first president of Portland Community College, I've hand-selected these educators from across our school district, teachers who knew the value of putting the student first. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into this college, and my blood flows through its veins. And one more thing, perhaps the most important philosophy for anyone who walks through the doors here, something that none of us should ever forget. Everyone in life should know the feelings of education. Learning is the parent of self-worth and dignity.
Excuse me, Dr. D?
Yes.
Can we take that vote now?
Yes, so we've arrived at this moment. Are we ready to move into a full-blown community college operation? Any questions?
How will we be able to move into a full-time campus with just a few of us?
If upon taking this vote, we agree and move into failing campus, I expect that all of us will be willing to sacrifice and work overtime in order to get this thing off the ground. Let's put it to the vote. Yes, yes, maybe, maybe. No, yes, maybe, yes, and yes, it passes by one vote. We move into failing campus. Excellent. Let's see, today is Thursday. If we get over there today, that gives us 4 days. Classes begin on Monday.
Wait, this Monday? That's impossible.
Not if we get started right away. Let's go down there and just do it.
Is this it? Look how small these rooms are. How are we gonna fit everyone in here?
Is that a leak in the roof? Does anyone have a bucket? Students are gonna walk out and protest with these conditions.
I don't think so. They need this place. This community needs this place.
This chair is broken.
It's very dusty in here, and I contacted our distributors. They said that we won't have the textbooks and lab equipment in time for Monday. It's going to be a really sad start for this school.
Books and gear don't make a school. It's the teachers that develop their students.
Wait, all of the classrooms have been taken for the non-intellectual pursuit. There's not enough room for my Beowulf appreciation class.
There'll be enough room for the amount of students that will enroll in that class. Now see here, intellectual pursuits and science learning should never be considered superior to vocational learning and working with the hands. Now you've all done a wonderful job here. Look proud, because here comes our first student.
What are these papers? Oh. Oh, my typewriter's still broken. Aren't you supposed to have some sort of magical elf that fixes the ribbon at night? Sure paid enough for one.
Hey, Halloween of 1961 is gonna be a chilly one, so bundle up those trick-or-treaters. Next up, we have Runaround Sue by Dion.
Oh no! My paper's due today! I'm sure the campus has a typewriter I can use, right? Oh, what were you thinking putting off your paper to the last minute? Oh, your sister would be proud.
The kids aren't leaving. They're after school still.
Hold on, quiet. Let the man speak. Why have you gathered us?
Well, I think it's the late 60s, and we've begun this grand new project. We've started this school, this community college, and I think that for the future, we need to record anything and everything that goes on here from this day forward.
That's impossible. Why would we do that?
Well, we've made promises here that we want to achieve, and we will believe in and stand for. We can keep track of what happens by recording all that we do, and examine the records to see if we've lived up to those promises. We'll use these to make it better. Maybe in 50 years, this could help us guide us through the next 50 years.
All right, but if we want this to be real, this has to include the students. We have to talk to them and interview them about their real life stories.
But if we want the truth, we can't let them know that we're recording them. It all has to be a secret.
Well, then it'll need to be just more than the 5 of us. And we have to make sure that when each of us retires, that someone takes over the recordings into the future.
It would be an infringement of rights. We have made promises, and a man is nothing if not for his word.
It's an interesting idea, and it has merit, and it's bigger than all of us. We record what we've said, we record what we've done, and then we go back and listen to see if we stuck with the founding spirit and brought that dignity of education to as many people as possible.
Looking at our path to pave the way to the future.
So it's agreed then? We'll always have this secret society to record the students,
Record the students.
the faculty,
Record the faculty.
and the administration?
Everyone.
Well then, we've begun. I've recorded this meeting, our very first meeting.
That's what you put into it, and the time that you put into it.
Understanding of
Leg of the journey from
Even though it's fun.
My passion since high school.
Cynthia.
For a while.
But there's
Spent families already. A lot of people have either been laid off.
there wasn't a lot of support for me when I was growing up, unfortunately, and I came in with some biases.
I'm a student who graduated high school but still couldn't read. I graduated with a 4th grade reading level, and so I worked on teaching myself how to read. So I enrolled here, took some elementary reading and writing courses. I would say, okay, if I don't understand this sentence, do I comprehend parts of it? What parts? What parts don't I comprehend? What am I missing? Where is my struggle? So I learned about the community college experience. And I learned about myself. My family wasn't too keen on college at all. They told me, graduate from high school, go out into the workforce, and you'll work till you can't work no more. Your efforts will be rewarded because you are doing hard work. So I got a job, and then I got laid off. In this economy, jobs are few and far between. So I thought, the field I've been working in, why not get a degree? I'll only be more valuable to employers when I have them sitting in front of me in an interview. The day after I got laid off, I came to campus and met with an advisor. My family just didn't understand or support me. They thought, why do you need a degree when you can already be working? A degree is also about experiences that you have, the relationships you learn and develop, the self-awareness that you develop while you go to school because of the time structure, because of the learning material, furthering yourself, pushing yourself to the limit. These are the skills that I learned in community college. These are the skills that you use in real world. But you learn how to perfect them in the campus environment. So I came with nothing but my drive to further myself. And I used this to learn all I could.
Could I get a cup of coffee? Maybe a large serving of self-confidence with some extra job skills?
All right.
just a pop.
All right, 40 cents. Thank you. Next.
Oh, hey, can I have one entree of career guidance with a side of critical thinking?
Oh, we just ran out of critical thinking.
Oh.
But I did just make some improved resume if you'd like.
Oh, great. I'll have that with the career guidance.
Great, $64 even.
That's so much cheaper than with critical thinking. Here's my ID. Can I put that on my account?
Sure.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Can I get 2 bagels, fluency in Spanish, and an open-minded worldview?
Great. The worldview is on special today. All right. Your total's going to be $1,819.
$1,819? That is mighty pricey.
Well, that's 2 years of Spanish, 1965 and 1966. Yep, 2 years. Wait, are you in district student or out of district?
I'm in district. I just live around the corner.
Oh, all right, one moment. It'll be $984.60. Sorry for the scare.
Can I get a year of that on layaway?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I get 2 servings of a fresh start in life? The career one. One for here and one to go.
All right. Slice of pie with that?
No, thank you.
All right, your total is $1,255. Thank you. Next.
Can I get a large Coke, the tuna sandwich, a apple, and a Pale Grant?
All right. Oh, our supplier didn't deliver Pell Grants this week, but I do have some work study that was made fresh this morning.
No thanks.
All right, $1.75. Thank you. Next.
Self-worth and dignity. I hope all of you can claim that. Though many of you know me as the president of the college, I came from humble beginnings like many of you, I'm sure. 3 generations of my family were dry land, hard-scrabble wheat farmers from eastern Washington. And I learned very early on that if there was a way to take your skills and passion and turn it into a reliable income, there would be more happiness and less stress for everyone. I want to help offer that to this college like it has never done before. I want this college to be run like a money-making business. Education is a business. It develops and markets a product, its programs. It has customers, its students. It has an economic base, taxes from bond funds and student tuition. Presidents and deans and faculty members are the business managers. They are not the most important parts of the colleges. Their sole purpose is to serve students. Students need professional counseling and advising. With the new bond funding, I will handle the counseling problem as I remodel the campus. Instead of private offices, teachers and counselors will have large open rooms with shared desks. I've seen far too many teachers and counselors hide away from their students in their private offices, and I will not tolerate it from this point on. If a student has a problem, they can stop and ask. No appointments, no problems. Teaching is not confined to the classroom, but can be accomplished just as well over a sandwich and a bowl of soup.
Excuse me, I'm with students all day. I just need 30 minutes by myself away from them.
Listen, you don't see how well this could turn out. We're here for the students. It's about them. Please, just for today, try it.
Hello?
Hi. So, today in class you said something about jazz being one of the only true American art forms, and I was just wondering how.
Well, you see, jazz started in African American communities in the southern United States.
Fascinating.
It was a mixture of 2 cultures, African and European. From the very start, how it was the mixing of 2 cultures, it was very American. It was part of the American melting pot, growing as the country grew.
Sort of like gumbo. My mom always makes gumbo, and she always says it's a mixing of African food and European food, all to make one big pot. We know this because my grandma's from New Orleans.
Well, I suppose you could say that. New Orleans, that's quite a city. Do you know jazz started there? Right in Congo Square. You could say it's like gumbo. It takes a little bit of everything to make one big pot of gumbo.
When you take the students and teachers and put them in a setting outside the classroom, a deeper understanding of learning happens. Classroom knowledge is important, but the everyday realities of application and dialogue are also necessary for the student to thrive.
He is such a great artist. Oh, it's almost disgusting. He's the sweetest person, too. The other day, he let me use his fan brush to paint the branches on my tree. He even taught me how to hold it and complimented me about how quickly I learned from him. You do meet the most random people here at PCC.
Biology?
I once took a swimming class and became friends with an 80-year-old woman. I would have never spoken to her had we crossed paths on the street, but there we were, chatting and swapping recipes for the perfect winter dinner. Then there are those times where you have to be able to draw a line to someone. When they stick you in a group together and you have to be able to feel them out right away. You can usually tell who you can draw a line to in the beginning. But it's not always the way you expect. There's that passing classmate whom you have tried so hard to be friendly to. But they don't seem to be very receptive to you. And all your encounters are just awkward. Oh God, he's staring at me. Wait, was he? Oh, God, I want to at least try. I should just go over there and talk to him. Hey there, good looking. Thanks for letting me use your fan brush the other day. Oh, I can't do that. It's too... Oh, it's too... No, just go over there. Say anything. Smile at him. Something. I know. How about a note? I can do that. Totally non-committal, nostalgic note passing. Oh, look at the time. No time. I know. I'm gonna draw a line to him. It usually works out.
again soon, and then we can fix you. Maybe I can take the bus. Damn it, Lola! Even horses require less maintenance than you.
And they didn't have
related to real life to make you
Do
understand.
That didn't come until.
And then when to work too, and it's like
Time that you put in.
I want to completely
Writing
Having problems
because
with
of
the
financial
swimming pool.
difficulties, or because they want to save.
Track, in fact.
I want to be able to
Listen, out of
understand it and
And you know what? It's still out there, but it's underground. You have to be cleverer in order to combat it.
Like my grandmother. Boy, she was clever. I mean, growing up, she was the most amazing woman. I could tell that she put her heart and soul into everything that she did, and I respected her for that. But I also saw that she didn't make a dime for the work that she did, just the occasional acknowledgement of her hard work. And that didn't sit right with me. From a very young age, I decided that wasn't gonna be me. Oh, I was an ambitious thing, very proud of myself. I was competitive too. I can remember always racing to one-up my older brother. Oh, and he was impressed, that's for sure. Especially when I started taking an interest in the mechanics of things, how they worked. I found that I had a knack with cars. It was almost as if they were speaking to me. I could hear their needs and fix them right up good. I knew I wasn't gonna pursue anything but this. I was the first female auto mechanic to pass the ASE test, certifying me as a master technician. That was in 1979. Society told me that women who wanted to be auto mechanics were airhead dreamers. Boy, when I heard that, I got competitive. I went on to become the first female auto mechanic teacher in the United States. The first years were scalding, but in all of their grimness, they had their moments. We had the most outstanding department and faculty in the country. When I first moved into the auto pit, it was a regular old grease pit. And I was the only woman there. It was a bit disheartening. If I could have seen one other woman in the auto pit, putting in an 8-hour day and at least surviving, it would have been reassuring to me. But at the same time, I toughed it out so other women won't have to.
When you talk to people about where they were when Kennedy died, they can remember the smallest detail. an event that was felt in every home all across the nation. September 11th was our generation's Kennedy.
Flossing is very important. It's cheap and effective and will save you a ton of money on dental work.
I joined the Army right out of high school. My mother was against it, but my dad and brothers were very supportive. My official start date was 6 days before that fateful day.
I would know. I'm here at PCC working to become a dental hygienist. I'm working as a full-time student and a full-time mother. I used to work the front room at medical offices. I was good at it, but it was boring.
I was on kitchen patrol that day. There was an office right next to us where we could see the TV. I remember scrubbing the burnt pieces of mac and cheese off the bottom of pots and pans as I watched the chaos next to me. Seeing those towers fall is an image that will forever be etched into my mind.
I wanted something more, though. Someplace fun, somewhere I could be independent. I had a family, however, and they were important too.
Thus began the dark period of my life.
My husband and I were high school sweethearts. We married right out of high school and soon found ourselves with 2 beautiful children, Seraphina and Maximus, with a second son on the way. As my pregnancy progressed, we decided that I would quit my job and become a stay-at-home mother. And then life got complicated. When my youngest son was 6 months old, my husband got laid off, and I had to find another job. Eventually, I got a spot at a dentist's office, working the front room.
I was immediately stressed out. Were they going to change my job and make me join the infantry? Would I be sent to the front lines? Where were the front lines? Why didn't I just go to college instead?
A couple months after starting, I talked to the dental hygienist in the back. Her name was Jen, and she soon became my best friend. She would pull me to the back and show me what she was working on. She showed me everything, even the gross stuff, which incidentally was more interesting.
Hey! I've been waiting in this f***ing line for 3 hours. Jeez.
The heat, the dust, the blinding anxiety. Whenever our Humvee charged across the desert, the dirt would swirl in a whirlwind around me. I decided if I ever got out of there that I would go back to school. I did 2 tours in Iraq.
And the best part was, she didn't have to work full-time.
I'm here at PCC chipping away at my general ed courses for a degree in linguistics.
I found PCC because they had a dental hygiene program. My family moved up from Arizona so I could get in.
Yeah, I am glad I started here and not at some private university. The support from the faculty and staff here has been invaluable in making the transition back into civilian life and to deal with my PTSD.
I love it here at PCC. I don't have to worry about being another head in a 400-student class. I don't have to worry about paying the crazy tuition rates that private universities have.
I meet new people every day.
Morning. Nothing much, just working the 9 to 5 to bring home the bacon. You?
Oh, not much. Actually, things kind of suck right now. I was up late trying to type up my paper and my ribbon broke. I'd buy a new one, but they cost $40. Can you believe that?
Price of ribbons has gone up lately.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I already had to drop $250 for that typewriter. Oh, don't get me started on those fancy new word processors. Well, I guess it was my fault. I turned my financial aid paperwork late, and I didn't know if I could go to school this term with my baby sister getting sick and everything. Yeah, so I was late. But I was still approved. I'm just waiting for the money to come in. Eating top ramen is starting to get old, man. Oh, you know what else happened today? Oh, Lola wouldn't start up.
Lola?
Oh, yeah, my car. Her battery is completely gone. How am I supposed to afford a new battery if I can't even buy a new ribbon? This bus is seriously taking too long. Mrs. Weatherby's gonna flip if I don't turn in my paper today.
Wait, Mrs. Weatherby? Mm-hmm. I think I took Biology 101 from her once.
Oh, small world.
Hey, you're headed to PCC, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're on the wrong side of the road.
Quit ribbing me.
No, I'm quite serious. You're gonna want to take that bus.
What?
You better book it.
Oh, rats! Thank you! Oh, no, thank
Years ago, and been coming kind of Latin American studies, and then
Help contribute to the next generation of
college education.
Then I could actually do something that I might be just as passionate about as I am music and make money off of it.
People like to hear themselves talk, including myself. It's true. It's true.
I mean, some of these people, don't get me wrong, people have the right to hear themselves in an open forum. For example, I'm in this class, not really sure of the number, a rhetoric class. And these people, they just talk, and talk, and talk. And I'm like, shut the up, man! It's because they want people to know that they're smart. And that isn't working on a day-to-day basis. But that's the small world view of it. The big world view of it is, college can work for you if you make it work for you. Otherwise, there's a lot of bureaucracy and money involved, like any other business. In college, it is business. But there's a lot of things that aren't pleasant for the students. The funders, the teachers who are here, and if you're paying for your education on your own, it really comes down to you having to educate yourself. Otherwise, it's a lot of... But I get it here for what it is. There's not really been a waste of my time or money, but this constant history between student and business. Now, when people stand up and fight for what they believe in, shit gets done. Take the Battle of Rock Creek, for example. Those people in the 70s knew what they were standing for. They knew how to make a change. We laid out the cash for 250 acres out there. And the government, the big, bad, bureaucratic institutions had it out for them. Why? They feared overcrowding. Not something you want to hear after plucking down nearly $600,000. But Dr. D wasn't having it. He took on the organizations, including the Portland Metro Boundary Commission, and the Ways and the Means threatened to take $2 million in funding. Dr. D stormed out of that meeting and said, "We're gonna build Rock Creek anyway." It was to give the feelings of education to the people out there. And Dr. D always did say, education is the parent of self-worth and dignity. And you know what they did the last day the building permit was in motion? They built a toilet. A goddamn toilet. Genius. Now tell me, do people these days have the same conviction? Hey, where's my mic?
Hey!
Where's my lights?
Is there a problem over there? Mister, you're out of line. Keep this up, and you can be in violation of Public Order Rule 403.2, griping with intent to distribute. Do I need to come over there?
Goddamn bureaucracy.
think you're doing?
Getting to class?
You can't have a horse on campus.
Sorry, ma'am, you don't understand.
This is incredulous. This is a violation based on penal... I'm sure there's a rule here somewhere about livestock on campus.
Livestock? She's not just livestock. Her name is Daisy. She's a real sweetheart. She wouldn't hurt anyone.
Now. What if everybody took their animals here to campus? Sooner or later, they'd be riding in on ostriches.
You don't understand. Parking is impossible here.
You can't do this. This thing is unsanitary. I mean, just look at... Oh, my... What is it doing? And it's...
I'm sorry. I'll clean up after her. It's all natural, you know.
Ha! Here it is. It's a violation based on Penal Code 3842. Hi, boss. Thank goodness you're here. This young lady thinks
What a beautiful horse you have there. What is she, a Palomino?
Yes, sir. I've had her.
She can't have a horse on campus, sir.
Dr. J, you don't understand. She's doing me a big favor. I've gotten so many parking tickets because I've had to park off campus to get to class on time.
Well, you'll be getting another one.
Now, wait a minute here, Bailey. This student might be onto something. What's your name?
Sarah.
And,
Daisy.
Daisy here are onto something.
You're siding with these miscreants?
I am thoroughly impressed. Riding her horse to get to class on time, I can't believe I didn't think of it myself.
I'm not babysitting this thing. I mean, just look at it.
Head off to class, Sarah. You got here on time and I don't want to make you late.
But sir,
You're right, Bailey. You're right.
I am?
We can't have you babysit all day.
Oh, right.
Let's go install a hitching post.
What?
For Daisy.
Yeah, I got a minute. Apparently that horse isn't going anywhere. My job? My team responds to all sorts of incidents. Traffic violations, burglaries, safety issues, medical emergencies. This past summer, 2 of our officers received honors from Portland Fire and Rescue for their emergency response work, myself included. I follow my job by the books. When I see a student guilty of a safety violation, I make it my sole purpose to enforce the code of conduct. I show them that they need to be law-abiding citizens in order to properly integrate themselves into this world. With everything happening nowadays, the last thing we need are people who do not pay attention to the rules. I want our students to feel safe, that they have a place to come to where all they have to concentrate on is learning. If, God forbid, something goes awry, they should know. I'll be there for them.
Have you ever seen the land tortoise that sometimes passes through? Sometimes she gets stuck on the curb, so we all gotta watch out for her and give her a lift. Oh, my name is Hal. I'm a groundskeeper here at the college. Every morning I get up at the crack of dawn and trek up here to the campus. I love what I do. It's a beautiful campus, all right. Hey, did you know you get out here early enough, you can even see some coyotes in that field over there? I once saw a buck, 4 points. This campus has a lot of underground streams running through it, so we gotta be careful how the water flows through it off this campus. Water management is very important to us here. We even got ourselves a natural compost system. Sure, we're out here in all kinds of weather, but we got a great crew. Heck, our foreman used to work for the Royal Botanical Gardens in London. We keep the roads clear, we keep the plants happy. It's nice to look at, too.
You want to talk to me? No one ever asks my opinion. My name's Millie. I've been here 3 years now. I suppose you could say our facilities are a bit like a train station. We run on time. The only season I can ever think we run behind is winter. Ugh. The snow and the rain and the ice, it just messes our whole schedule up. You know, we custodians are some of the most important people here at PCC. We can clean up vomit on the floors, gum under the seats, random and lewd writings on bathroom walls. You'd think by college students would have grown out of that one. The only negative thing about it is the utter lack of appreciation. No one ever comes up and says, hey, thanks for doing the job no one else wants to. The question then is, why do it, right? Someone's got to. It's not all bad, though. How many people can say, hey, I worked here at PCC?
As the largest employer on campus, food services is flexible and really works with my schedule. As a student, I know how to stretch a dime. All college students do. Sure, there are things like FAFSA, OSAC, other grants, scholarships, and loans, but my job at food services is what really helps make the ends meet. Yeah, my family told me about schools in Oregon. And the one that stuck out to me the most was this one. First off, my favorite animal is the school mascot, panthers. And then there are people from all over the world, and I get to learn something new and see things from different perspectives every day. So I filled out my FAFSA, and I was on my way to becoming a full-time student. I knew I was going to need a job, and the advisor said I should just work here on campus. Learning and working here too, things just kept getting better.
I have been an educator my whole life. First teaching, then administration. And if you ask me, I have the best job in the world. Our students are incredible, a hard-working group with a lifelong romance for education. Through my experiences with them, I have learned to recognize one important thing, that we as an organization have a responsibility to our community. Back in the early days, counselors were in open rooms, wandering without appointments, having casual chats. It was quaint in many ways, but it was unfortunately a bad way to run a business. It was a scheduling nightmare, is what it was, and not the best way to reach our ever-growing student body. Some say that we have strayed from our path, but I say no. We still have the same goals, just our strategies have changed in an effort to meet our needs of our greater Portland community. We need to provide access. We need more organization, more data. From there, we can extract, analyze, and interpret these numbers into a kind of programs our students need. Career programs, applied degrees, transfers. We provide our students with a chance for more. And that chance, that opportunity is our through line from the past to the future. Numbers and data, we need hard numbers. Numbers tell us who our students are and who they are and where they come from. And through that data, we know we have a diverse group of students. From all backgrounds, the diversity of our campus creates a rich mosaic of experience that each student can draw from. These data sets reflect just that, and they look great. I know you'll be excited. Just listen to these numbers. Lower division collegiate, 60.6%. Career and technical education, 25.6%. And post-secondary remedial, 13.7%.
But what about the students?
Well, yes, the students, of course, that's what I'm talking about. Just listen to this head count. Part-time students, 23.6%. Half-time students, 35.2%. Full-time students, 41.3%. And on-campus only, 68.1%.
No, it's about the students. The students and their individual dreams. Who are they?
Well, of course, I was getting to that. Here we are, high school students and high school dropouts. Slow students who need to take college at their own pace. People with handicaps seeking a new career.
Let's give it up for the students! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rob Tucker, and let's play Meet the Students! Let's start with a warm salute to our veteran soldiers injured in the war. Come on down! Oh my, look at that purple heart.
Your tours in Iraq.
We have a strong home economics program, mostly consisting of housewives preparing to re-enter the workforce.
Let's give it up for those hard-working mothers. Come on down. Hi, doll. What's your name?
Sarah.
And how many children do you have?
4. If you include my husband, Rob.
4 children and a full-time student. How do you get any sleep? Please take your place.
Paroled convicts needing a new start.
Paroled convicts needing a new start. Come on down. We're glad to see you turn a corner. We give every willing person here a chance to succeed. How are you adjusting to life, post-secondary student?
I'm adjusting pretty well. I'm so excited to be here, Rob.
Thank you. How about we go on to skilled laborers looking to advance in their field? Come on down. Skilled laborers are the true workforce of our communities. Hi, what's your name and what do you do?
Dave, I'm a landscaper.
Whoa, that grip. And look at those hard-working hands. And what are you studying?
Landscape technologies, management and design, Rob.
Looks like he's about to sprout some diverse skill sets.
What about students trying to obtain their
organ transfer degree? And what university are you planning to transfer to?
I'm not quite certain. There are so many out there.
How about one of our esteemed Oregon universities, such as PSU or OSU?
The world is my oyster.
That's the sort of enthusiasm we like hearing. How about our students obtaining their American Sign Language Interpretation Certificate? Come on down. Hi, how are you?
Mom! Hi, Mom!
Thank you. We can't forget about our international students looking to take skill sets home. Come on down. Hi, what's your name and what country do you come from?
Ernesto, I'm from Peru, and I want to say hello to all my friends and family back at home. Say amo!
And that's a great big hola here from PCC.
How about
this is Ernesto home with a skill set to share.
Activists educating themselves on social justice issues. Come on down.
That's right, folks. We have an activist right here in the studio. Hi, what's your name, doll?
my name isn't important. It's the issues that are important. We need to be a part of the solution. Make a change for the better, Rob.
We like that enthusiasm. We here at PCC foster it. Please take your place. Last but certainly not least,
Professionals seeking to expand their knowledge and advance their careers. Come on down.
Hi, what's your name?
Pulani, Rob.
And what's your profession?
I'm a dental hygienist. I'm here at PCC to maintain my license.
And we are glad to hear it. We need our healthcare workers to keep up and stay on top of their game. Well, there you have it, Rob. This is just a snippet of the students here at
Portland Community College. Let's give one last round of applause to the students. They're hardworking students and they did a mighty fine job today. But I would personally like to thank our president, Dr. G, for being totally hip and totally cool. I can do it.
So, anyways, really trying to figure out the study what was attracting me the most comes to and make the best, I feel like I've learned the most at taking
but I find a more radical perspective is not always the case. When I work, when I do spiritual counseling, there's a tremendous disconnect between the psychological and the spiritual. My mother was a union analyst, so I believe they are all one. It's not separate. So when I begin work as a prison chaplain, what I think I will be able to bring is an open-minded, accepting approach to whichever spiritual path the incarcerated men seek to find help and guidance. I will not be coming into the prison teaching one type of Christian dogma. Rather, I will be listening and seeking to help. When people are in prison, when men are in prison, there's a period of self-reflection, sometimes self-loathing, and the focus goes inward. I think that approaching the mental rehab process spiritually is another angle, a way to help people at that time of crisis. You know, I got a degree years ago in acting. Really, for years I would juggle an acting career, raising my kids, and working doing short-term office work. It really burned me out. Keeping the evening hours for rehearsal, the up and down of being cast, not being cast, it was really tiring. And for all those years, I had been volunteering as a spiritual counselor, teaching Sunday school, and finding myself really looking forward to it each week. So when I heard from a friend about a woman who was in town, who worked as a prison chaplain, I met with her and began to see it as something I could be drawn to. Then I got laid off from my job. Suddenly, I was unemployed. And I saw it as a way to begin my work as a prison chaplain through psychology courses here. There's all sorts of programs I can't wait to do when I start to work. There's this one where people are organized to come into the prison to read and record the stories that the men read from children's books for their kids outside the prison. You know, things like that.
Most impacting me the most. Trying to figure out the study and
That's our official title. We're not professors because this isn't a four-year school. It's basically we're all instructors.
Whatever you would call us, it's a long road to get here. I remember growing up, my family lived on a farm, southeastern Washington, 180 some odd acres. Our nearest neighbor was to the east of us, where just a fence post divided us. I remember my grandmother loved gardening. She was part of a garden club that would meet every Sunday. There was a woman there. She was an angel in white. She had on white shoes, white stockings, white uniform, white lab coat, white everything. And she was a dietitian. When my grandfather was sick, she would come and tell him what to eat to get better. I decided then, when I was 5, that I was going to be a dietitian. And then I was a dietitian. And I had to wear all that white, and I hated it. I looked terrible, but at least it made it easy to decide what to wear that day. White. Now that I'm an instructor here at PCC, I don't have to wear white. It's wonderful, but you know what's not white? Red. Red tape. There's so much of it here, so much red tape that it takes ages to get
stuffed up. But if you can get around that, work through it. A community college is a great experience. You see, you get your first 2-year degree from a junior college, and you save a bunch of money, and that's wonderful. And you don't have to worry about being another head in a 400-student class, where you're lucky if you'll get the TA's attention, their teaching assistant. All in all, we've done some great things for the community. We've done some crazy things, though. There was one year, there was a class. Poodle grooming it was. Poodle grooming, honestly. The director at the time, Sergio Garcia, I think his name was, would bring it up and say, "What are we doing if we're teaching poodle grooming? Poodle groomers don't help anyone, even if they do wear white."
Hey! This is the bus to PCC, right? How much is it nowadays?
About 15.
What?
115 cents.
Oh. I think that was $1 here, so I don't usually take the bus to school. Oh, that's a gum wrapper. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. So how long is it gonna take? I kind of have a paper to write up today.
About 20 minutes.
Oh, sweet.
This looks like it's going to be the big hit of 1991, Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit.
This is so much better than driving myself out to class. I'm always so tired in the morning. I usually work the late shift at the diner, to make ends meet. Oh yeah, it's really tough. I still have to rely on financial aid. The diner doesn't even pay me much. It's the tips that put a little cash in my pocket. For those days when I'm way too busy to make myself lunch and just have to buy something on campus. Oh, well, my parents can't help me pay for this college stuff. That's why I'm starting at the community college first. It's cheaper for me, and they don't have to worry. They have to take care of my baby sister. She's a little sick, always going in and out of the hospital. I'm doing this for her. I think I might be a doctor one day. Help save lives, maybe even cure my baby sister.
Huh. So you're gonna be all that, huh?
And a bag of chips. What's going on?
Looks like another one of those Gulf War protests.
Can't we just go around them?
Nah, we're stuck. Just deal with it, okay?
I can't do that. Hey! Dude! Move out of the way! I have a paper due today! Just move to Canada already!
Hello? Is this mic on? Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out here tonight. I am personally very excited about this event. It represents months of hard work from everyone on my team. And more than that, it represents my strong value of knowledge and education. So we are here tonight to honor some of our hard-working students and gift them with grants and scholarships. If you like what you see here and would like to contribute to the fund, we ask that you contact Cynthia there at the back table. Hi, Cynthia. Are we ready? Okay. We are always searching for innovation on our campuses. And to that end, I would like to thank those that came before us, those tireless souls who helped to build and solidify the organization that you see before you today. They built a mutual trust between the college and its students. They believed in student-centered education, and we believe in student-centered education. What that means for us today is reaching out to those folk that just did not think that a big university was right for them. That could be for any number of reasons. Perhaps they wanted a soft start to their college career. Maybe they were seeking vocational education. Perhaps they were not even seeking credit courses at all. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we serve the individual, the person who is out there, ready to take the next step into their educational journey, the next step into their life. Our first student tonight, Nikolai Lambert, is a single father looking to make a better life for his children. He wants to be the type of person his kids look up to, the way he looked up to his own mother. You see, she would always read to him as a child, and when there was a hard word, she would say, "Let's look it up," and she would pull out the dictionary. This instilled in Nikolai strong, positive feelings about education, what he calls a lifelong romance that is extended beyond grade school and high school, even into college. His children, Anne, age 3, and Peter, age 5, are darling little angels that could take your heart away. We've gotten to know Anne through her enrollment in PCC's daycare services. Meanwhile, Peter is in Head Start, where he is learning to become very excited about books on his own. Nikolai's mother owned her own business before her life was cut short by cancer. She was a hard-working mother, a single mother, raising 2 rambunctious boys, but she always made time to support her children in their education. The 24-year-old transfer student says, that she was successful because of her education. She worked hard for 20 years to make a better life for her children. And as far as Nikolai is concerned, she succeeded. Now a single father raising 2 children of his own, Nikolai works as a supervisor at a call center, where he is earning his degree while earning money to support his family. Nikolai says, "I have always wanted to be the lead programmer in the high-tech industry." The high-tech industry is a lucrative career path, one that guides many of our students here to success. Nikolai is young and independent, but he knows that he cannot reach his dreams alone. Nikolai says, "The cost of attending college is simply the largest obstacle in my path. And with help from supporters like you, and checks, and cash, Nikolai is conquering that obstacle, one day at a time." Thank you for coming out here tonight. Don't forget to contact Cynthia to contribute to the fund. Thank you.
Whole understanding of
After, I applied.
I'm so glad I go to community college.
Es más posible de que tengan y cumplan sus sueños en este país, sabiendo que van a tener una educación
Muy apropiado. Hello, my name is Ernesto Solis. I'm 31 years old and I'm from Peru. I'm a 9-year resident of the United States. Before that, I attended college in Peru. That was a really great experience. There in school, I wasn't a geek or a smart kid, but was drawn to connections with community, people, and activities. I think of myself as a cultural activist, probably because I was the oldest of 7 children and felt an intense responsibility to make something better for my 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I wanted to set a good example, so I was the first in my family to attend college. Then I moved to the US to improve my skills and prepare for my future. For me, learning isn't just about career or lifetime earnings. It's about those feelings you get of self-worth and dignity, and the sense that you have what it takes to accomplish your goals. I wanted to be a CNN reporter. I came to the US and quickly realized I was going to have to work to pay for my tuition and support myself. In Peru, I was a tour guide, speaking and communicating with people all day. Here, a landscaper, struggling to understand simple instructions. I persisted, though, and soon found more fitting work with senior citizens. I loved being with the old folks, so wise and full of humor. I never got to know my own grandparents, and so I really enjoyed that work. I became really attached at first and still am. I never forget the first time one of the ladies died. Her name was Ruby, and she always had a kind word for me and insisted that I call her Granny. I came to work that day and went by her room to say hello. It had already been cleaned. That was just the way it was there. Eventually, I saved up enough money to pay for my tuition and get back into school. My first day of class was like your first day of school at 5 years old. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know the campus. I didn't know the language. I stood there, I looked around, and decided right then, this is you. This is your life. You just have to do it. Well, by the end of my first class, I knew everything was going to be fine. I told myself, you're an adult now. It's your responsibility to see this through. I overcame my language barrier and was proud when I did. Someone once told me that when you're really eager and excited to learn a new language, you will dream in that language. It was so surreal the first time I dreamt in English. I saw my whole family in Peru. They were congratulating me on my schoolwork and speaking in clear English. And then I saw Ruby there too, my adopted granny from the old folks' home. She was sitting in my grandmother's old chair and telling me how proud of me she was for all that I had accomplished.
What seems to be the problem over here?
My paper hasn't printed out yet.
Yeah.
Can we speed it up a little bit, please? I have a paper due, like, now.
What's your name?
Alexis Riviera?
You're on computer station 42, right? Your printout went to the blue printer? Let's see, this is yours, right? The role of viral capsids in modern vaccines?
Yes! That's it! This is it! Thank you! Morning.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I had the craziest morning. Felt like it took 50 years to get here. Do you know what's going on?
Nope, just been here about 5 minutes.
Oh. Does anyone have a stapler I can borrow? No? Okay. Well, I'll just fold the corner, I guess. Oh, Mrs. Weatherby's gonna love my paper. I worked so hard on it. Oh, it'd be such a shame. Oh, where is she?
Excuse me, is this Mrs. Weatherby's class? Tony Weatherby, Animal Biology 225?
Yes, is everything okay?
Oh yeah, Tony just caught the latest bug over the weekend. She's basically fine, but looks like no class today for you guys.
What?
Oh, I didn't finish my paper.
I'm sure it's a mixed bag for all of you. Look, Tony apologizes for not getting in touch sooner. She thought she was going to make it in, but at the last moment she realized she was just too sick. She should be back on Wednesday, but check your email. She'll communicate any further changes from there. Oh, and she said, keep your term papers till Wednesday. Thanks.
I can finish it on time now.
That's cool. Gotta go.
See you Wednesday.
What a day. 90 minutes till my next class. Baby sister, you'd be so proud. The role of educational institutions, a lecture. That sounds interesting. Free coffee and snacks? Golden!
In 50 years, Portland Community College has educated more than 1.3 million students. And in that 50 years, we have grown from the simple idea that anyone with the will to succeed should go to college to our current status as the largest post-secondary institution in the state. And Portland Community College's core enrollment is continuing its rapid expansion, up 15.4% over this time a year ago. With this increase in attendance comes a still greater responsibility. We must respond to the need of our community and to our students, both present and future.
Yes, our institution has grown over the years. Institutions have always been the organizing principle in any large community. When more students began graduating in the early 20th century, there was a tremendous expansion of higher education. A greater need to educate these graduates was born, as well as the need for specifically trained laborers. Community colleges grew from this need. A community need, a public need. And in order to meet these needs, I highly recommend further expansion. This will allow our campuses to rise to the call of reaching more students, hosting more classes, and doing it in the most equitable of manner. Institutions allow us to do more than we can as individuals, managing large structures that can easily serve thousands of students. This is educational institution. This is how success is achieved. And don't forget federal financial aid, representing a tremendous effort to reach our goals of equity and access, and providing students a means to afford a college education. The federal government is behind community colleges. We are, in fact, an integral link in helping the U.S. to reach its goal of the most college degrees by the year 2020. Educational institutions are the pathway to the future. Yes, young lady in the hat. Is it a pressing question? We usually hold Q&A till the end.
Well, yes, I guess I do.
I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you.
Well, yes, I guess I just want to know, in all that institution, is there still room for one little dreamer?
Why, yes, of course.
Are you sure? Because with all those layers and all those plans, how can you be sure that you're meeting your goals? Or if I'm meeting mine?
Well, you see, that's why we have the data, we have the surveys, we talk to the students.
Is it really that simple? Can data really tell you what's right for each person? We serve such a diverse community of students here. Can data really tell you what forces in their lives have brought them here to this very moment? How can you account for all the variables, the costs? Every day I worry about my sister. Her story has inspired me, propelled me forward to achieve my dreams. I get up early to go to school, study hard, work late nights just to get by. I make sacrifices to be able to have this chance to go to school, to better myself, to one day make a difference for others.
I don't want to fall through the cracks. I've set my goals, put my head down, and charged right at it.
I've worked hard to be where I am. I've made sacrifices.
All of these are diamonds in the rough. We can't afford to lose sight of them.
Often, for days at a time, my life is just a blur of numbers and figures and facts. Am I on a treadmill? Am I really moving forward? I'm standing in the middle of the student union, staring at all the other dreamers as they whiz by, focused and moving with purpose. And sometimes in those moments, I get a flash. Maybe no more than an inkling, but I can sense it. The layers upon layers that just keep this whole thing chugging forward. And I sense those layers that support me. The instructors, the administrators, the custodians, and they spin. And they spin, and they spin together, and then I'm back. One dreamer in a sea of faces. And I know I'm a part of something bigger than me. And I know this school is big, and I'm small, but still growing larger every day. Still, I wonder, can I reach out with trust? I get nervous just thinking about it. Is there really a spot for everyone? How do we all fit in? find some place to think.
So it's agreed then. We'll always have the secret society? To record the students?
Record the students.
The faculty?
Record the faculty.
And the administration?
Everyone.
Well, then we have begun. I recorded our first moment. This very meeting.
If you move away from the norm and you're a deviant, then you gotta be awful careful because you're always moving away from what everybody said ought to be done. So if you, a college is a college is a college, so everybody knows a college is a college. But a community college, not many people really 100% believe they have to be sold the idea of community college from anybody. Still in mind.